Welcome to Archilingua, English for Architects. I'm Zia.
And I'm Alec. It's great to have you with us for the 6th episode in our series.
Today we're diving into a topic that is absolutely central to our profession, giving and receiving feedback in architectural environments.
It's a skill we all need, whether we're just starting out or leading a large team. And speaking of feedback, we want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has been liking, commenting, and sending us messages.
We really do appreciate it, and it proves our point for today's episode. All feedback is welcomed.
So, Zia, let's start with the basics. Why is feedback so central to what we do? In architecture, a project is never the work of one person. It's a dialogue.
Exactly. It's an iterative process. Feedback isn't just criticism, it's the engine of design development. But I think it's important to distinguish between criticism and constructive feedback. Criticism can simply point out a flaw, but constructive feedback offers a path forward.
That's a key distinction, and it touches on the psychology of it all. As creatives, it's easy to become attached to our ideas, so receiving feedback can be tough. The first rule is not to take it personally. It's about the project, not you.
That's a lesson we all learn, often the hard way during design crits at university. That culture of critique is foundational. It prepares you for the professional world where you're constantly presenting and defending your work. And that's harder than it sounds. Our designs can feel like extensions of ourselves. A useful mindset is to see feedback not as a judgment on your ability, but as a fresh set of eyes helping you solve a puzzle. It's about collective problem solving.
And in a professional studio, the way feedback is given changes. A senior architect reviewing a project might be very direct, but also very specific. They might say something like, "Let's refine this detail," which focuses on a small, actionable item. And when giving feedback to a junior architect, the approach is often more supportive. You want to guide them, not shut them down. You might say, "This is a good start, but this area needs further development. Have you considered?"
That's a great phrase. It opens a door for them to think creatively. Sometimes, though, you have to express disagreement more directly. A phrase I hear often is, "I'm not fully convinced by this move." It's professional, it's clear, but it's not aggressive.
Yes, it invites discussion. Another diplomatic one is, "Can we explore another option here?" It validates the current effort but asks for more exploration, which is at the heart of the design process.
And this whole process gets even more complex when you bring in external consultants like structural or MEP engineers.
Oh, absolutely. The coordination meetings. That's where you have to handle conflicts between the design vision and technical requirements. An engineer might say, "We need a deeper beam here," and that has a major impact on your ceiling height or aesthetic.
Right. And your job as the architect is to find a solution that respects both the design intent and the technical constraints. It's a negotiation. You have to listen to their feedback, understand the problem, and then work with them to integrate it. The same goes for product suppliers. They'll give you feedback on material limitations or lead times.
That makes sense. And then, of course, there's the most important source of feedback, the client.
The ultimate stakeholder. Clients often give feedback that isn't technical. They might say, "This room feels too dark," or "I want it to feel more welcoming."
And our job is to translate that emotional, non-technical feedback into design decisions. Does more welcoming mean a different color palette, more natural light, a wider corridor? It's a process of interpretation.
This is especially intense in high-pressure situations like competition projects or design charrettes, where you get rapid-fire feedback from a jury or a community group and have to respond almost instantly.
Those are stressful. And today, so much of this happens digitally. We're using platforms for digital markups or red lines, sharing models in the cloud, and getting comments in real time. The principles are the same, but the workflow is faster.
True, but no matter the tool, the goal is always to turn that feedback into a better design. Each comment, each suggestion is an opportunity to improve. It's not a hurdle, it's part of the path.
That's a perfect way to summarize it. This has been a great discussion, Alec. Now let's move on to our key phrases section. We've selected some of the terms we used and we'll explain them in a bit more detail.
Sounds good. I'll start. The first phrase is constructive feedback. As we said, this is feedback that's helpful and intended to improve the outcome. It's specific, focused on the work, and often suggests a direction for improvement rather than just pointing out a problem.
Next, we have design crit. A crit is short for critique, and it's a session where design is presented to a panel of reviewers, professors, guest critics, or senior architects, who then provide verbal feedback. It is a core part of architectural education and practice.
Number 3 is the phrase, "let's refine this detail." This is a common piece of feedback that directs focus to a specific small-scale aspect of the design. It implies the overall concept is fine, but a particular junction, material connection, or component needs more careful thought and drawing.
Our fourth phrase is, this needs further development. This is a polite and professional way to say that an idea is not yet complete or resolved. It acknowledges the work done so far, but clearly states that more effort is required before it's ready for final review.
Next, I'm not fully convinced. This is a gentle but clear way to express doubt or disagreement with the design decision. It softens the rejection and invites the designer to provide more justification or to reconsider the approach. It's less confrontational than saying, "I don't like it."
Number 6, can we explore another option? This is a key phrase for collaborative design. It's used to request alternative solutions without completely dismissing the current one. It encourages broader thinking and helps the team avoid settling on the first idea too quickly.
Phrase 7 is coordination meeting. This refers to a meeting where the architect, engineers, and other consultants come together to align their respective designs. The goal is to ensure all systems, structural, mechanical, electrical, work together without conflicting. Feedback here is highly technical.
Next, the word red lines. This term originates from the practice of marking up physical drawings with a red pen. Today, it refers to any comments, markups, or corrections made on a drawing, whether digitally or by hand. For example, please review the red lines from the structural engineer.
Phrase 9 is to disagree diplomatically. This isn't a single phrase, but a skill. It means expressing an opposing view in a respectful, professional, and non-confrontational way, using phrases like the ones we've discussed. It preserves working relationships while ensuring critical issues are addressed.
And finally, our 10th term is actionable feedback. This is the best kind of feedback. It's clear and specific enough that the person receiving it knows exactly what steps to take next. Instead of saying, "this is wrong," actionable feedback says, "this wall feels too heavy. Let's study reducing its thickness or changing the material."
That brings us to the end of our key phrases. Hopefully those explanations were useful.
We hope so too. And that's all the time we have for episode 6 of the Archilingua series. If you want to review any of the expressions we used today, you can find a full transcript and a vocabulary list in the episode description.
And if you found this episode helpful, please consider subscribing to our podcast. We'd also appreciate it if you could leave a like or a comment, as your feedback helps us create better content for you.
Join us again next week. There is so much more to say on this topic, so we will continue this discussion in our next episodes, focusing on more specific scenarios and language strategies. Thank you for listening.
Until next time.